Today, I am reviewing the Lenovo Legion 5. If at any time you'd like to explore this product for yourself and grab it at a great price, be sure to check the links below the video. I've been putting the new Lenovo Legion 5 through its paces for the last 2 weeks, and I have to be honest, it is a bit of a conflicting machine. On one hand, you are getting an absolute powerhouse of a processor and a display that makes every game look like a work of art, but on the other, you are dealing with some of the typical compromises that come with cramming this much hardware into a 15-inch chassis. If you're curious about the current pricing or want to check out the specific configuration I am using, I have included links below the video for you to explore. Let's start with the screen because that is the first thing you will notice. This WQXGA OLED panel is legitimately stunning. The contrast is perfect, the blacks are deep, and the color accuracy is way beyond what you usually see in a mid-range gaming laptop. Playing titles with heavy lighting effects or dark, atmospheric environments feels like an entirely different experience compared to a standard IPS display. However, the glossy finish is a bit of a double-edged sword. If you are working in a room with a window behind you, the reflections are going to drive you crazy. It is beautiful, but it is definitely not a machine I would want to use in a bright, sunlit office without a good pair of curtains. Under the hood, the combination of the Core i9 14th Gen and the RTX 5070 is impressive on paper, and in practice, it handles just about anything you can throw at it. I was able to push high frame rates in competitive shooters and maintain solid performance in more demanding AAA titles. The 32 gigabytes of RAM is a welcome sweet spot that keeps multitasking smooth, even if you are a chronic tab hoarder like I am. But you need to know that this machine runs hot. When you are really pushing the GPU, the fans kick in pretty aggressively. It is not the loudest laptop I have ever used, but you will definitely hear it, and the keyboard deck gets noticeably warm during long sessions. The build quality feels solid, and I appreciate that Lenovo kept the weight down to just over 4 pounds. It is surprisingly portable for a device with this much power, which makes it a legitimate option for students or professionals who need to move between locations. That said, the chassis is still a magnet for fingerprints. If you care about keeping your gear looking pristine, you're going to be wiping this thing down constantly. You can find the latest deals and specific SKU details in the links below if you're interested in seeing if this fits your setup. Now, who is this actually for? If you're a gamer who wants a desktop replacement that doesn't look like a spaceship and you prioritize display quality above all else, this is a fantastic choice. The connectivity is also great, with Wi-Fi 7 support and the gigabit LAN port, which shows Lenovo is thinking about future-proofing. However, if you are a professional video editor who needs long-term sustained performance without thermal throttling, you might find the cooling system a bit restrictive compared to a larger, thicker workstation laptop. The biggest disappointment for me was the battery life. Even with light productivity tasks, you are not going to get through a full workday without reaching for the charger. I know that is expected with an i9 and a high-end GPU, but it is worth keeping in mind if you are hoping for true, all-day mobility. Also, while the port selection is decent, I would have loved to see an extra Thunderbolt port or a more accessible SD card slot for content creators. In terms of value, you are paying for that OLED panel and the latest generation of internals. It is not a cheap machine, but it is priced competitively for what you get. If you are someone who just wants to play games at high settings and enjoy media in the best possible quality, the Legion 5 delivers. Just make sure you are okay with the fan noise and the glossy screen before you pull the trigger. Check the links below the video to see the current pricing and availability, as that usually helps in deciding if the investment makes sense for your budget. It is a powerful, high-performance machine, but it is definitely one that rewards users who understand its limitations.